Give me. And I feel like I need to turn on some more lights. Give me just 1 second, guys. Sun's gone possible. All right. The presentations that I have been producing for you. My name is Melinda NailFanatic, and I renamed myself Melinda NailFanatic years ago. And I'm coming to you for Love, Peace, and Happiness Tarot here in Las Vegas, Nevada. And since 2018, I've been doing this Love, Peace, and Happiness retreat. And this is our second day. This is our last segment of today. And I want to just tell you, you know, I've been just taking channeled guidance on what I'm going to do, when I'm going to do it, and how I'm going to do it. I started to get some basic outline of what to do, and this is what those just God sent through. Leave behind their ideas of being victims, their victimization mentality, help people understand the difference, enabling and empowering, and do some readings to assist in this way. So here we are. I took some definitions because, you know, I want to say 99% of what I do zero preparation. I just go cold channeling, and that's just the way I'm used to working. I work very well this way. In preparation for Love, Peace, and Happiness retreat, God has always blessed me in that. God knows that it's a bit of nerves in presenting to other people. It feels so significant in this way. So I was blessed with at least some guidance on what I would talk about. And here we are. So I wrote down definitions of some of these terms. You probably already know them, but I just want to read them anyways. And then there's a couple more that I didn't get around to looking up, so I'll look them up. But let's start with the definition of the word enable. Let me just put this up here. Enable, verb, giving someone or something the authority or means to do something. Enable. To empower is also a verb. The first definition says give someone the authority or power to do something. And the second is make someone stronger or more confident, especially in controlling their life and claiming their rights. So, to enable someone, in the sense that we're going to use it, is giving someone or something the means to do something, giving them the fish, giving them the fish. To give yourself or make someone stronger or more confident, especially in controlling their life and claiming their rights, which is what my work is always about. When it comes to the tarot and this channel, all the channel messages that I do, everything that I do, the channel is always about being a force for empowerment of humanity. On my website, lphtarot.com, it says empowering humanity, because this is what the point of it is for me. Now the word victim says a person harmed, injured, or killed as a result of a crime, accident, or other event or action. So this is somebody who is holding that, who has been through a situation, right? They're a victim. Now what is a lot of times they'll hold that for so long. Okay, and so let's look now at the definition of the word victor. It's a noun. It says a person who defeats an enemy or opponent in a battle, game, or other competition. So we want to say victoring, overcoming, defeating the competition, defeating the opposition. What is the opposition in this case? The opposition is victimhood, victimization. Victimization will hold you in a place of fear, of resentment, It can hold you in a very low vibrational place, and it can cause you to reject much of the blessings that are available for you. Hello, Sherry. Hello, Jasmine. Welcome back. So we want to look at victim to victor. Let's just go. What deck are we going to use? Okay, the Archangel deck. Okay. The Archangel Power Tarot cards. Enable. Enabling is used a lot in situations where people have issues with abuse of drugs or poverty or other undesirable circumstances. When somebody comes along and is a provider for them to continue on in their current circumstances. So one of the things that we want to say is, if I listen to you bitch and complain and moan and gripe about what you have going on in your life that you don't like, I am enabling you. Will you see the pink flowers if I put it here? I am enabling you, if I do that, to continue in that energy, to continue in that vibration, and even to create more of it. Even to create more of it. If I stop the conversation and say, hey, look, you're saying this story over and over again, and I say, why don't you think about it this way? Yes, that happened to you, but look at where you are now. You're not there anymore. That is an empowering statement. Some people are so used to owning, claiming, and living in their victimization that to claim the power is such a foreign concept and so different that they are afraid of it. So today what I want to do is look at the cards and see some forms of enabling and victimization, and how we can transmute those, what will assist us in transmuting those to empowerment and victory, okay? So, I'm seeing the 4 cards spread, and then we will build upon it. So let's ask God, where have we been enabled? Where have we been enabled in this reading for my beautiful brothers and sisters? Let me just stop. Let me just stop for a moment. I want to do this right with all due respect. Thank you, thank you, thank you, God, creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be, for these perfect divine download messages for my beloved brothers and sisters of humanity, for their highest, lightest, and brightest good, for their overall love, peace, health, and happiness, to aid us in moving from being enabled and being victimized to being empowered and being victorious. Praise. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. So now that we've invoked the energy of the creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be, our divine energy, and we have stated the intention for this message, let's go ahead and continue forward. Which is, God, where have we been enabled? This card comes out. Queen of Ariel, practical, mature, generous, and happy. Nurture yourself and those you love. The ability to make anything more beautiful, practical, and wise advice. So where have we been enabled? We've been enabled in our practical support system, is what I'm getting. We've been enabled in people being there for it. I need you, but I need some help. So they're there and they enable us. When we're like, oh my God, please don't misunderstand the words I'm saying. It's okay to ask for help. But when you're constantly asking for the same help, oh, I'm late on my rent again. Oh, I need somebody to listen to me complain again. All of these different things, we become enablers. If you give somebody a ride to work every day, they're never going to learn how to either take a bus, call an Uber, get a car, walk, ride their bike. There are many ways for people to accomplish their goals every day. But when we want to always come in and rush in and be the support, we take from them their initiative to do for themselves in their physical world, especially. So now, if this is where we're being enabled, what will empower us in this? And we have the page of Great Gabriel. And literally, I just hear, you just have to try. You have to try on your own. The page of Gabriel is energetic, brave, optimistic, and playful. Follow your passion. You are ready for any challenge. Opportunities for excitement and adventure. It's like in meeting the needs that you have, in finding solutions to your immediate physical and material needs, you're going to be brought to, first off, those guys will inspire you to the solution, and you will overcome any challenges. And what are challenges? They're simply opportunities to show you how effing awesome you are. Without life's challenges, you'll never know how powerful you are. You'll never know what you can do and be. It took me a long time to really understand this. And I thank my sister so much, my blood sister, my full blood sister, the one I was raised with, because she has been a perfect living example for me. Where I was made, my mother did not rescue me from my troubles. My mother did not jump in when I got myself involved in a mess. My mother did, however, jump in when my sister needed it. My mother never even let me drive her car. I got to drive my mother's car when she was about to die. Until then, I had never driven my mother's car. My sister drove my mother's car all the time. Please understand, I'm explaining the experiences that taught me to see the difference. When I didn't have to take care of my own financial needs, I had to figure it out myself. And maybe it was because I was the older sister. Maybe it was because she was the baby. Does it matter why it was? Well, not really so much. But for whatever reason, when my sister could not afford to pay her bills, there went mommy paying her bills. When my sister didn't have food in her fridge, my mother would take a load of groceries over. And my mother loved me deeply. Please understand. Please do not misinterpret anything I'm saying. But it's like by her choosing to step back, I had to figure out how to do for myself. And that helped me take this page of wands, page of Gabriel, page of wands energy, and move forward. This Queen of Pentacles is a very mothering energy. Queen of Ariels, Queen of Pentacles. Hello, Whale. Welcome to the channel. And so the enabling is when you try to step in like a mother. You know, what does a mother do? When you're a child, it's appropriate that you're mothered. That's when you should be mothered. Provide meals, provide clean clothing, provide a safe home, provide rides to and from school. She's going to buy all the clothes you need, school supplies, supply some entertainment, vacations, etc., etc., etc. Mommy does everything. Daddy, you know what I'm saying? Loving and nurturing. A lot of place where we've been enabled is that we've turned to others for soothing our emotions, and fulfilling our financial needs, and for taking care of our physical needs. It's okay to reach out. However, to be dependent upon someone else to do for us is a whole nother thing. You're giving up all your power. You're living in a place that is not filled with power when you're doing so, and you have the means within you. If you were born healthy, whole, and complete, then you should have everything you need. Just like when you're born as a baby and you can't physically or intellectually do all of these things, you have parents, and that's what they're supposed to do for you. But as you grow and you mature, and maturity is a word here on the aerial card. Excuse me, I had some payments for lunch. Oh my God, it was good. You girls remember that from the first year of the retreat? Sherry, you remember that? Went to Payments, a Mediterranean restaurant. Oh my God, maturity is something. In maturity, you become your own Queen of Pentacles. You become your own source for financial and material support. You become your own independent financial, material, and even emotional source of stability when you're mature. A lot of us haven't gotten there simply for the fact that we live in a very codependent society. We are literally taught codependence so young, you know, in many different ways in our society. We are taught to depend on others. One of the things that my sister had said when I took her to family counseling to try to quell the issues between us, she said, "You were supposed to be my backbone. You were supposed to be my support." And because I was in an empowered state of being, but if I'm busy being your backbone and your support, who's going to be my backbone and my support, right? So this was her acting out from a place of immaturity and instability and a very enabled state of being. Mother being there for her and doing for her and assisting so much did not help. As a matter of fact, I remember having a conversation with my mother in specific in which I said, "Look, Mom, if you keep going over there taking all the food," by the time she was taking them food for my sister, her baby daddy, and her son, and she was paying bills, and when their water got cut off, she was picking them up so they could shower and bathe, etc. at her house. I mean, it was so much that my mother was doing. She's putting herself out to take care of my sister, her child's father, and her child. And my mother said to me, "Yeah, but what about the baby?" I said, "Well, Mommy, if you feel so strongly, take the baby and let her figure it out. She's grown." I said, "If you keep taking care of her, what is she going to do when you're not here to do it anymore?" Well, I found out the answer to that question, which reminds me, be very careful of the questions that you're asking, because you will experience the answers to them one way or another. You will learn the answers to the questions that you ask. And the way I learned the answer to that question was my mother passed. My mother passed, and what did my sister do? She turned to me. She turned to me to be her backbone. Anytime she needed something financially, my phone would ring. When she found herself homeless, my phone would ring. She lived in my homes a few times. I ended up raising her child from 6 years old to 16 years old. And when she had another child, I raised that child 2 years old till 4 years old. And when they finally left, it was a huge explosion, a huge mess. If my mother had helped her to find her grounding and stability as a child, she may not have turned into such an enabled adult. Where she is today, I do not know, because as a result of the explosion, when she separated from me with her children, well, she wasn't with me, just her children were. When I gave her back her children legally, haven't heard anything from any of them ever since. So empowering is allowing a person to sit in the circumstance in which they find themselves because of the direct result of their choices and decisions in their self. Everybody has choices to make on how they want to live, what road they want to take, and you can always choose another way. But if somebody is always stepping in to rescue me, then I'm gonna never make a choice to do it for myself. In the end, the only one that can really rescue us is ourselves. No one else could ever rescue us. You are your own rescuer. You have everything you need to be successful in anything you should choose. So the page of Gabriel, the page of Wands, says you got to try something different. You got to do something different than what you have been doing if you want to move into a state of empowerment. The page of Wands has his wand. What is the wand representing here but the power? It represents the power. So if you want to be empowered, you got to take your power into your own hand to do things for yourself. Let's look at what is it where we have been victimized. Let's just go, where have we been victimized? Ooh, the decision. Ooh, the devil card, guys. It's the devil card in the traditional tarot. It says decision. Release yourself from that which holds you back. A need to detox unnecessary worry based on a lack of self-confidence. And here we have birds that are being set free from a cage. This is a very high vibrational deck, but this is the devil card. So where have we been victimized? The energy of the dark, low vibration comes through in many forms, doesn't it? From abuse to rape to accusation to lies to cheating to scandals. You know, this happens sexually abused. Many have been sexually abused. When you're talking about the devil, you're talking about matters of physicality. Some of us have been victimized financially. Money is involved sometimes with the devil card. Some of us have been victimized by being made to believe, falling into the belief due to programming, that we need someone. Yeah, we need this. I just need you. Need you to be okay. We are taught the devil card representing codependency, toxicity. This is where we have been victimized. We are taught toxic codependent behaviors. When a little girl watches her mother act a fool because this guy's abusing her, and he wants to take off, and she watches her mother beg him, no, don't go, don't go. What about me and the kids? What do you think that program introduces into that child's soul? When a person is sexually abused, there's the victimization there. So if these are different forms of victimization, I'm sure there's so many more we could spout. Ooh, and I'm even hearing some people were forced to do drugs. Some people were forced to do drugs. I've met people like this before, whose parents forced them as children to do drugs. And I'm not talking about smoking some herb. I've heard of that too, but I'm talking about hardcore drugs. I met a girl once whose parents smoked meth and forced her to smoke meth as a child, single age. There are many forms that this victimization happens, right? And it definitely happens in our being trained to believe that we need somebody else. We need to be contained by a cage. We need somebody to confine us. We need to be contained. We need to be connected to another person. We have to have everything we desire in the sense of desire. Ooh, it's going back to the Communion with God book I was reading last week. Desire is false. You were born with everything. So we've been taught that you can't have what you want. You can't have what you want. You can't even have all your needs met is something we've been taught. Right? So if these are some of the ways we've been victimized, it's saying that it holds us back. It creates unnecessary worry with us, and it builds a lack of confidence within us. So if these are where we've been victimized, let's ask God, how can we become the victor? What must we do to become the victor? 8 of Michael. Wow. You can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation. Not seeing things clearly. Understand that if you're in that victim mentality, there are some things you don't understand. That within your own thought processes, you can free yourself from any form of victimization. Change your point of view. Whatever happened to you when it happened to you. And the moment it stopped happening to you is the first moment that you can do this. And as a matter of fact, if you would do this before it was stopped happening to you, it would have stopped happening to you eventually because you had done this, which is free yourself mentally. And so let's put these cards up. I want to dig deeper into this. I feel like we're really on the verge of something very important here. I feel like we're going to get some really powerful feedback on this. So, Love Source God, as we're dealing with this victim to victor energy, I thank you for allowing these messages to flow through me. And I'm being guided to the Goddess, Pocket Goddess Tarot. So let's see. Let's clarify some more. If you're going to include specific experiences, we receive that. And we definitely appreciate the specific guidance as far as overcoming these challenges. Thank you. And why is this so important now? Well, in the situation on Earth right now, those who are holding deeply to being enabled and being victimized are having a whole different quarantine experience than you and I are. Those who are empowered and know that they are victorious are having an entirely different experience from those who are not, right? I did hear as this stuff was setting in, and I was like, oh my God, how's my retreat going to turn out? I'm supposed to do this in a month, right? So I started looking at it, and I just said, okay, listen, guys, it's going to be perfect. Whoever's going to be there is supposed to be there. I'm going to be there, and you're going to do it. And look, it's perfect. You're here. You're supposed to be here. Okay. Why did we even say all that? Okay, because that was an example of how you give up the state of worry. I'm done with that. Let's go into these cards. I want to do cards. I haven't done enough cards. I've done a whole lot of talking, not a whole lot of cards, and y'all know I love to do the cards. So Queen of Ariel, God. In the position of the enabling, listeners, God. Please show us what we need to know. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Queen of Ariel and enabling. All right, here we go. This whole table shakes. I don't know if this is the best place to choose to record. All right, here we go. First card out, 5 of Cups. Regrets, enabling. People, regrets, worry, sorrow, staying focused on the past. Some of us have been enabled because we have been dealing with the energy of staying on what's lost and feeling like we don't have enough. That I even get the feeling of feeling not good enough, feeling insecure, feeling like we don't have. So there was a lack of nurturing. There was a lack of love in your physical life as a child that created enabling. The enabling and empowerment wasn't encouraged. Somebody didn't tell you that you could do what you wanted. Somebody didn't tell you that you would be successful at taking care of yourself. Somebody didn't tell you that you had talent, skills, and abilities that would support you throughout your life. Somebody didn't tell you that you could process your own emotions or teach you how to do any of these things. Let's look some more at the enabling. The King of Wands, yeah, whenever you felt bad, here comes somebody to rescue you. The King of Wands, somebody, well, I'll take care of it for you. I will protect you from everything. And it's funny because like my daughter, she was saying something about my grandsons and the little girls when the boys get older and how the girls would be on them and et cetera, et cetera, and et cetera. And I said, well, why don't you just lock them up in a safe, bury them under the ground and throw away the key? I said, what you think you're going to do? You're going to keep tabs on them like that? That's not going to happen. They're going to live their life. They're going to go out in the world. All you can do is teach them how to make empowered decisions and teach them that they can. And that's what somebody was lacking. Somebody was so protected that they stayed in this mentality of feeling that they were vulnerable, that they were weak, and that they needed this person. And I feel like this could be your father, this could be your mother, this could be an older brother. Somebody made you feel protected. This could be your grandmother. This could be fill in the blank. Let's get another card on this. Making you feel so protected. It was your safe place. Everybody should have a safe place. Everybody should have a safe place. But if we want to increase our emotional intelligence, if we want to be empowered beings and raise empowered children, in being that emotional safe place, we will speak empowerment to them rather than build in them a programming of you need me to make you feel better, which is what had happened. Somebody got the idea that they needed that person to make them feel better. And without them, they wouldn't. So let's see what else we have here. I also feel like the enabling, somebody got it beat into them. I hear somebody got it beat into them that you have to go to me first. Ooh, and I'm hearing even in your religions, they teach you that, especially in the Catholic religion, Catholic religion. They teach you to go to the Father and ask him for forgiveness, that you can't speak directly to God. Yeah, fallacy. What else, Lister Scott, do you want to say about this? Four of Swords. Some people were enabled because while you laid in your bed, somebody went and did everything for you. Somebody went and did everything for you. If you just whined and complained, then here would come somebody to give you what you wanted. Oh my God, this reminds me of my daughter's father and his other children. My daughter has 3 younger siblings. And I visited her family over there at one point with her to help her with the babies. And what I saw was anytime they whined or cried, their father would give them anything they wanted. If you're doing that for your children, you're enabling them. You're giving them the idea that the world around them is going to give them everything they want, and they will expect that. And a lot of them won't act on their own behalf because they're going to sit there and wait for somebody else to come along and do it for them. And this Four of Swords energy is giving me that too. It's like, well, mommy was busy doing, like I talked about my mother. Well, mommy was busy doing, because she definitely enabled me as far as preparing my own meals, washing my own clothes, and cleaning up my own shit. Yeah, my mom enabled the hell out of me because she did all of it. And all I did was lay in bed and go to school. Enabling. They say, you rest. I'll take care of this for you. What else? Love. The Lover's card comes out. Enabling. You were given the idea that because I love you, I will do everything that you need done. That's enabling. That there will always be someone to take care of your needs. Love is a great quality, but if your love is creating a disempowerment because you love someone, you want to do everything for them. I've done it so many times my own self. Oh my God, I did it. You create a spoiled brat. My daughter was such a spoiled brat at one point in time because, oh my God, I just started doing everything for her. It all started when she couldn't walk right because she had some sort of pregnancy malfunction that she couldn't stand. Like her body was in pain. So of course she needed help. And of course I was there to help her. But when she delivered that baby, I didn't make her then get back up and start doing stuff. You got to get up and do stuff. See, I didn't. And then I had to realize what I had done and step back. So loving someone, you'll step in when the assistance is needed, but sometimes you don't step back out of it. And this is enabling. And maybe they did that for us, right? Or maybe we did that for them. Enabling also with that Four of Swords is giving me the energy of when you hear somebody say something and you know it's horseshit and you just let them keep on believing the same thing. Yeah, that's enabling their fallacy to continue. So let's look now at empowerment, Listeners God. What are the messages for us regarding empowerment? How can we empower ourselves? It said that we need to put our energy, our optimism, and our courage to moving forward to do new things. Four of Pentacles. Empowerment. This is checking your own foundations and finding stability in your own financial foundations even. This is learning that you need to use your energy for yourself, your money for yourself. You don't have to empower yourself. You have to understand that what's yours is yours. You don't owe it to anybody. You don't have to give it all away. Religion has also taught us that, you got to do more, you got to give everything away. For example, like the example of Buddha sitting under the Bodhi tree forever and ever and ever, and Jesus be looking so impoverished and decrepit and weak. Like they try to portray that spiritual strength is in being financially weak, right? But to empower ourselves, it's saying, no, you need to gain your own physical stability, including your finances, including your home. You need to take care of your health. You need to take care of your own needs. If you're blessed enough to have somebody who provides any of these for you, you should definitely be grateful and contribute some too, if you can, right? Wealth. We are all responsible for our own wealth. We all have a responsibility to create wealth for ourselves so that we can live and act in this world in a more powerful way. A bad man with a lot of wealth can do a whole lot of bad, but a good man or woman with a lot of wealth can create a whole lot of good with that wealth. So let's see what else he wants to say. Oh, stability. It is our own job to create our own stability. It is our own job to create emotional stability for us. It is our own job to stay focused on our existence and create a stable existence for ourselves in which we feel secure. You can't look to somebody else to provide that to you. As a matter of fact, you can. But what happens when they go away? Like I asked my mother about my sister that day. Let me tell you what happened to my sister. She actually lived homeless for a long time, and her son was with her. This is how I ended up raising her son all those years, because she was in homeless shelters in Colorado, and I couldn't handle it. So what did I do? I enabled her by rescuing her from her situation. Now what Love Sis God is bringing through me is, you will always live the experience with which you are a vibrational match. So if you're vibrating poverty and lack and limitation, your vibration is moving very slow. And if I try to pick you up and put you into wealth and prosperity, that vibration is very high, and those two speeds do not align. You see? It's going to fling you off. You'll go right back to where you were. I saw this actually happen in my experience with my own sister. I tried to pick her up and put her in prosperity and abundance. I put her in a car. I gave her a phone. I bought her new clothes. I gave her a home. And the minute I stopped taking care of her, where did she end up? Living in random stranger Good Samaritan homes when I got a phone call. Another phone call saying she was going to kill herself. So come and get the kids. Okay, I wanted to get the kids and her. I wasn't going to let her do that. But what happened? She stayed in that vibration. I kept the kids for a couple of years. She found somebody else to take care of her. And then it became a situation. She came and got her kids. She vibrated back to her situation. I don't know where she's at today. No more follow-up on that report. Let's look at what else we need to know to empower ourselves. Ooh, the Tower is in reverse. Okay, this is a card of oppression. To empower yourself, you have to overturn oppression. Cannot accept oppression. If you have anything or anyone in your life that makes you feel burdensome, it's going to limit your power by enabling that to continue in your life. It will put you in an enabling place. When you're overwhelmed because you're doing for somebody else, you're taking yourself out of your power. So anywhere where you're feeling completely overwhelmed by the connections to others, because in this image, let me just come closer so I could show you this image. This image is very important. We have two people with a yoke. A yoke is to connect the necks of two cows together so they can plow evenly in the field. But here we have two people connected by yoke. You see that? So what this imagery is showing me is to empower yourself. You want to let go of the idea that you have to be connected to somebody when it feels overwhelming. You have to let go of the idea that you have to stay tied to something that feels oppressive if you want to empower yourself. This includes relationship situations, jobs, ideas and beliefs, and core beliefs, religions, all of these things, family members, groups that feel so binding to you that they become oppressive. Hey, Jay, welcome. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's get another card on how we can empower ourselves. The Two of Pentacles. And I'm hearing the same verbiage that comes in another deck. It says, find balance. And here it says, look, if you're having a hard time financially, you might want to pick up a second job if you have to. But what you want to do is find balance. And this woman is standing on the beach. She has the ocean behind her. And she's focused. And there is this as above, so below aspect. As one of the pentacles is high and the other is low. Use the power of the Hermetic principles. If you could think the power into your life, you will create the power in your life. But find balance is your job. Some of you simply will benefit greatly by getting out and get in touch with nature more than you are getting in touch with these people and situations that feel oppressive. Get away from them. Get back to nature. Get back to your nature. Realize the connection between you and all times. And I'm hearing and realize how some of these cycles are ongoing, repetitive for you. So take your power back. Find balance. Stand on your own feet. Praise Jesus. You've been walking away from fake family and friends since 2017. Honey, I've been doing that shit since 2002. So I'm here with you. Go on, man. It's a very rewarding path. As a matter of fact, I got a friend request right now on Facebook from a second cousin who tried to flirt with me. I was like, what are you doing? We're related. And then sent me a message talking about, you think you better than everybody else? You gay anyways. You ain't better than nobody. I'm like, why are you friend requesting me after all the shit you talk? Just left it. Didn't even, nothing. No reply. The Two of Pentacles is also in another deck called the Lord of Change. And so the Two of Pentacles here is saying you got to make a different choice. You got to choose a different way. You got to do something different. And here we have Einstein's theory of insanity, which is, keep making the same choice repeatedly and expecting a different outcome. This is a definition of insanity. You're going to have to choose differently, boo. You want life to be more empowered. You want to be more empowered in your life. You want life to be different. You're going to have to choose differently than what got you to where you are. Choosing to have somebody else do it for you. If you've been doing that repeatedly, you're going to have to choose to do it for yourself. And maybe for some of you, it's exactly the opposite. Maybe you never asked for help. Well, guess what? Maybe now you need to ask for help. If you always run away, maybe now it's time to stay. If you always stay, maybe it's time to run away. You understand? Change. You got to change the way we do things if we want a different result. So to empower ourselves, love source God, what else is the message for us? We have the Princess of Cups in reverse. Stop being so damn emotional. Yes, your emotions are there. They serve a purpose. It doesn't mean that you should get in them, live in them, reside in them, and stay there. You're going to have to toughen up, buttercup. You're going to have to toughen up, buttercup. Stop spending so much time crying. When you have a good release, fine, release it and be done with it. But if you're crying repeatedly, bitching and complaining about the same thing all the time, over and over and over and over and over again, you're giving away all your power to a situation that's not happening anywhere or anymore except for in your head. So if you want to empower yourself, stop bitching and complaining about what was. And do something different. Let go of the connections that make you feel stuck. And reserve your power and your resources. Because if you're not taken care of, nothing else will be taken care of. You must care for yourself first. Understand? I feel like my mother every time I say, understand? I don't know why. She's always with me. My mom and dad, they're always with me, everything I do and everything I be. They're always with me, All right. Oh, Lester Scott, thank you, thank you, thank you. Let's see what else we have. All right. Let me just look at some of these comments. Will you please talk to me? I'm speaking of my truth. My present is my power. This speaking in the past tense no longer. Who am I speaking to? My desire to empower another. Yes, go ahead, Sherry. Jay, my cousin called me last night. Told him as long as you guys hurt people, gaslighting, defamation of character, I can't hang with you guys. I don't fuck with you, Big Sean. LOL. Word. Oh my God, yeah. We don't deal with that abusive stuff. Jasmine says, baby, jealousy, that's all people want what you got, but they're lost. But that's why you're powerful and you're amazing. You choose you and you prosper beyond. Praise, hallelujah, trill. Well, that's exactly what you're supposed to do. You know, you have to empower yourself. See, the thing is, if you're empowered, any situation and circumstances you deal with will serve your benefit. Let's just say you have a little sly fox that gets to earn their karma through you. They might think they got over on you. They might take advantage of you. You'll be blessed either way. There's no loss in the divine mind, and the empowered mind is the divine mind. But if you're in a disempowered state, loss is what comes. You'll be taken advantage of, and it will not be replaced by the divine because you're not in line with the divine mind. So empowerment is extremely important. It's not to say that you're selfish or greedy, but it's okay to be selfish and greedy, because if you're not selfish and greedy for yourself, well then shit, you're going to end up helpless and needy. You got to take care of you first. We channeled for you, was it yesterday? No, it was this first session today during the map and the sound bath session where we did the channel messaging. And we spoke about this is the first gift you've got from God. This is the first representation of God in your life. If this is not honored, none of that will be honored. And none of that will honor you. But if you honor this, all of that must honor you too. And if it doesn't honor you, you'll see it immediately. You won't connect to that. And most of the time, it will deflect the fuck off of you. Once in a while, people will be allowed to earn their karma through their interactions with you. And you'll be blessed beyond compare for anything that they dare to do. Anyways, let's look at the victimization card and pull some more on this, on how we've been victimized, how we embrace victimization for ourselves. And we had the devil card here. So love serves God. What do you want us to know about this victimization energy? How did we become victims? What do we need to know about victimization? Let's channel this information through me. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you. All right. Have two flipping out. So let's take them. We have first the Princess of Swords in reverse. So we're talking about victimization. This is not speaking up. Part of the reason why we were victimized, or we ended up feeling victimized, is because we didn't speak up. And once you're empowered, you will tell your story over and over again, but you won't be hurt anymore when you do it. You won't be damaged and emotionally unbalanced and upset in telling that story. Just like last night, the last segment of last night, this segment was Melinda NailFanatic. Who am I? Sat up here and told you about my mother and my father and a few of the things that I experienced, right? And it was interesting because I could pick up on your crying. I wasn't reading the comments, but I can sense your crying because my intuition said, we should cry now. And my intuition also said, oh, but this is not ours. Somebody is crying. And that was confirmed. But that story I'm empowered in. It has no more emotional control over me. I'm not enabling myself. I'm not a victim of it anymore. You'll know it by your emotional response to it. Does that mean you should never tell it again? Honey, if you're a victim and you, this I had to tell to somebody I know. I just said this a couple of days ago to somebody I know. Sometimes from the state of consciousness you're at to get to where you're going to be, to get to where some of us are and past where we are now, you will tell your story of victimization over and over and over again, because you're still residing in the lower vibrations. So please remember this, people. If you are dealing with people who are at a very low state of vibration and they are coming out of a traumatic situation, yeah, shutting them up is not very nice. And it doesn't allow them to do their own process. The master stays in their character, stays in their own energy, allows the other energies to do what they need to do, aware that where I am is not where you are too. I can do quantum mathematics, doesn't mean that you can do 1 + 1 = 2. So some need to process by hearing themselves tell it over and over again. Does it help them? Are they recreating more shit? Yeah, they really are. They're recreating more shit. It's going to feel just like it. But what happens when they do it long enough and they do it enough and enough and enough? At some point, their soul is always guiding them. Love Source God is always guiding them to what they really want. And at some point, they'll catch on. Look, we channeled a lot before about the darkness must get darker so you can see the brightness of the piercing light. And we spoke recently about a tunnel, being lost in a dark, cavernous tunnel. And there's no light and you're just feeling your way down. And before you know it, way over there, you see a little tiny light. A little tiny light. So you start to get excited and you start to move more and more to that little tiny light. And the closer and closer you get to that little tiny light, it gets brighter and brighter and brighter. And you start to get more excited. You start to move faster shit. You start to like move. Like all of a sudden you got energy. You're like, shit, I'm almost to the light. I'm almost out. I'm almost out of here. You get closer and closer and closer. And you get to the end and you find the door, and the door is just a mirror. In the mirror was showing you your own light. You were the light. And the more that you just knew like you knew that there was a way out, the lighter and lighter you got. And what you were looking at was you. You might be thinking you're looking at me, or another great example, or maybe you're looking at Abraham, or maybe you're looking at Wayne Dyer, or maybe you're looking at Joyce Meyer. Maybe that's what you think you're looking at. But in reality, all we do is provide a mirror for you to see you. And the more you look at you, the brighter your light glows and begins to grow. And one day you'll realize that it's your own soul. Going back to why are we a victim? 9 of Pentacles in reverse. 9 of Pentacles in reverse. Victimization. Somebody has taken the wealth. It's like you earn the money, they take the money. Victimization. It's like you build the stability, they do all they can to wreak havoc on it. In victimization. It's like you can't be independent. You can't do anything to yourself. You got to be stuck with me. Where do you think you're going? Victimization. Ain't nobody gonna love you like I love you. You too dumb. You too stupid. You ain't got no skills. You ain't got no experience. You ain't gonna make it in the world. You need me. Victimization. What else, Let's God? We have the 3 of Pentacles in reverse. You can't work. You can only get a low-paying job. You cannot be an entrepreneur. Get your head out of the clouds. You can't be successful in that. You're not a master. You better go get you a low-paying job. Victimization. You suck. Victimization. You're not good enough. Victimization. Who do you think you are? Victimization. Some of you have got victimized through your work environments, through being taught to be the slave, the servant. Some of you were raised to be a slave. You were raised to be a slave. Do what you're told. Do what I say. And therein comes the challenge in raising children. Oh my God, it's a delicate balance. And honey, I hope I found it. Anyways, moving on. We're not talking about parenting at this time so much, but we are, aren't we? Yes, we are. It's a very delicate balance. I mean, and now I'm being shown, you can teach your children to do things for themselves. You can prepare all their meals, or you can help them and teach them to prepare meals. Okay, maybe not if they're 4 or 5 years old, but guess what? Princeton and Quentin help make their own sandwiches. You know what I'm saying? There are ways that we can prepare as they get a little bit older. Hey, my daughter was 8 years old. She started doing her own laundry. Do your own fucking laundry. Fold your clothes. Take your trash out. Stuff like that. There's ways to do this to take our children from enabled to empowered. Anyways, we're talking about victimization. Some of you have had people work together against you. Welcome, Wanda. We're glad you're here. Happy you could join us. Some of you have been made victims by being taken advantage of because you felt rejected when you showed your talents. And that caused you to embrace victimization. So what do I mean by that? Some of y'all got a great singing voice. You're amazing artists. You write beautiful poetry. You play your instruments angelically. But somebody said something. They were very highly critical, rude, and disrespectful. And they couldn't appreciate what you were because they didn't have it in them to appreciate anything. So how can they appreciate you? And you owned that shit and you ran with it and you created within yourself an embracing of victimization. Some of you are holding on to victimization or have held on to victimization because it was a third party relationship. And so now every relationship is a shit show because you're holding on to victimization. Victimization again. What else, oh source God? 4 of Cups in reverse. You don't get what you want and you don't get what you need and you'll never be satisfied. And some of you really just absorb this energy from observing the people in your life. You watched your mother and father, your grandparents, your aunts, uncles, whoever were the adults in your world, sit there and never be content and reject opportunities that came in to add in more happiness to their life, but they were so fearful of doing anything different. They missed opportunities. This is also a form of victimization. Being taught that there is nothing better than this. You better be happy with what you have. You better be happy with what you have. Victimization. That attitude of you have to be happy with what you have means you'll never reach for more. So now we've talked enough about victimization. Let's talk about empowerment. Looks like God, what are the messages for us about empowerment? What are the messages for us about empowerment? Let's just God, thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. Thank you, thank you, thank you. All right. The card said you can be free. Make a courageous choice to change your situation because you're not seeing things clearly. We talked about to become a victor, it's all about your headspace. Anywhere where you don't know that you're victorious, it's because you're sitting in the headspace of victimization, of being taken advantage of. So let's see, first message out. Transformation, the death card. Ooh, the death card. To become a victor is going to require to have your victory, to become victorious, to see your victoriousness is going to require that you go through a total transformation, a life transformation. You're going to have to die. What does that mean? When you die, everything is gone. What does that mean? Space clearing for sure. That means all these people, all these things, they got to go, baby. And what are they? What are the things that are keeping you from victory? These connections, these ideas, these experiences that you're holding on to, keeping you from your victory, keeping you in a low vibration headspace. It keeps victory away from you because victory is in a high vibration. Victory is not low vibration, it's extremely high vibrational. So what else, Lord Scott, do you want to say about this? Oh, if you want to become victorious, I hear you're going to have to work. Ooh, and I'm hearing this full moon in Scorpio, as it is today, is set to help us very much so with this. As we have to embrace the mastery mastery of our shadow traits. If you want to truly become victorious, you're going to have to do the work of digging into your shadow. Do the shadow work. What does that mean? What are your triggers? Why are they there? Where did they really come from? And what do I got to do to transmute these energies so it can be destroyed, uncreated and destroyed forever? Disempowered, disengaged, unwired, remove, rip that motherfucker out. It ain't gonna be there no more when you're done with the death card. The death card, the death of a mentality, a psychological viewpoint, the total transformation of a lifestyle in many cases. To free yourself from being a victim, many people have to leave their home, their jobs, because you got such a strong victim mentality going in the place that you are. Sometimes it's a change of place. But before even that, because let me tell you, if you think that all you got to do is move and everything's going to be better and you got it all the way in your vibration, it will work. But if you have even just the slightest doubt to that, it will not work. And most often, that's what happens. When somebody says, oh, I'm going to move and life's going to get better. They're still more focused on life is not good. They're not appreciating what they have where they are, so they take that fucked up vibration to where they go, and they're still not victorious. But if the person has, I'm so glad I'm out of here. Maybe that's the only approach they had. I'm so glad I'm the fuck out of here. I'm so glad I'm gone. I'm so glad it's a new day. I'm so glad it's a new life. They might be able to slide in vibrationally. The transformation that needs to happen is a spiritual transformation. It's always an inner transformation that affects the outer world. Again, let's discuss it. Go here if you want to affect this, right? Okay. Next card for victory, King of Cups. You're going to have to become an emotional master, people. You're going to have to emotionally master up. What does that mean? It means you know how to stay in your place of emotional mastery. Even when the world gets shaky, you stand firm. You might have a twinge of shift, or you might have a moment of extreme shift even. But it's like with immediacy, you go back to, actually, I'm good. You know, I'm okay. I'm blessed. I'm safe. I'm protected. I'm good. I'm calm. I'm peaceful. I am love, peace, and happiness. Emotional mastery, not allowing your emotions to float you all over the damn place, but rather choosing where you're going to be and realizing that your emotions are not you. This King of Cups holds his cup and peers into it, looking at the emotions as a separate being rather than who you are and owning them as you. You are not your emotions. Your emotions are momentary and fleeting energetic experiences that are constantly changing. And the emotional master knows this. So he knows how to observe his emotions, read their signals as an emotional GPS, and act and respond accordingly. For example, an emotional master goes to the grocery store and a lady rams into her with her shopping cart. An emotional master says, excuse me, can I help you? Are you okay? The emotional master is still just as appalled that somebody just hit her with the fucking cart as the non-emotional master. The difference is the non-emotional master is going to let that emotion of appall. She might ram the bitch back with the basket cart. Now 2 bitches is going to jail. You understand what I'm saying? Where one might just address it and move on. And now that person has the rest of her 24-hour day, because she's an emotional master, to move forward. That was a true story, by the way. One of my girls that I know who I had been doing her nails for over 12 years now. She was at the grocery store and some old white lady, she's a young Latina, big juicy bottom, got rammed in her big juicy bottom by the old white lady because the old white lady didn't like her big juicy bottom. She was confounded, asked her a question and went on and told us the story, and we laughed our asses off. But this shit really happens. You never know what the hell's going to happen. You know, emotional master is not going to have road rage because somebody cut in front of them. I already told you yesterday, that shit happened on the way here the first night, that I had somebody perform road rage right in front of me. It was wild. This shit is dangerous. Being an emotionally erratic person is very, very dangerous. It leads to violence. It leads to behaviors that you can't take back. The words that can't be taken back. So if you want to be victorious, you're going to have to get a handle on your emotions. What else? We have the Princess of Pentacles. You're going to have to learn to set goals for yourself so that you can attain them. And then you're going to have to go out and accomplish those goals, because victory entails having a goal and meeting that goal and overcoming anything that will get in the way between you and that goal. Yes, yes, yes. What else must we do if we want to become victorious or be victorious? Ooh, Six of Pentacles. Ooh, I like this. No oversharing. No overgiving. It's okay to share and to spare all that you have to spare. It's okay to be a giving and generous person, but you don't give till it hurts no more. You don't give what was rightfully yours, what you needed for your own reserves. You keep your reserves for you. You take your wins, you take your gains, and if you give from your abundance and your overflow, not from your own personal reserves. Okay. So with all that being said and done, if you have any questions that you would like some clarification to about what we've discussed in this segment and in this reading, I would love to read them now. And I want to pull some more cards, just because we know that we are choosing empowerment and victory. We know this, right? So I'm going to pull some messages to assist us. I'm going to start first with the Psychic Tarot for the Heart. Some encouragement for us, something to help us in this choice of empowerment and victory. So let's just, God, what will help us in our choosing of empowerment and victory? Well, I have 3 cards that flew out, and I'm hearing I need to take all of them, so let's do it. We have first, open up. This is the same card that we had come out. Where did it go? I swore it was, in the empowerment place. Open up to the prosperity and the love of the universe. I'm actually going to do something I don't usually do. I'm going to read the book. Let you know. What did I say about goals? What I said about goals was you have to set goals so that you can accomplish them. You can't be victorious if you don't set new goals. If you keep doing the same old thing, where's the victory in that? You've already had that victory. So victory and being victorious requires that you continue to set new goals and move through any obstacles and challenges in order to reach and accomplish them. So let's see. I hope that helps, Wanda. Let's see. The open up card says sometimes past sorrows cause you to withdraw both from your emotions and from other people as a way of preventing further pain. However, this closing up or shutting down prevents a free flow of energy from and to you, interfering with the ability of the universe to fulfill your desires. When this card appears, it suggests that you may have blocked or closed off your energy field in some way. Have you let sadness or fear prevent you from moving forward into more satisfying, loving relationships? Release this blocking energy by working with affirmations, prayers, and your spirit guides. The more you open up your energy field, the sooner you will receive what you desire. Also, watch out for the need to control. For relationships to thrive, the energy must be free-flowing. Everyone must have the right to self-expression. When you open yourself up, you allow your relationships to grow and evolve. So we got to keep our energy open. We've got to keep our energy open. We cannot shut down because of what has happened to us in the past. If we shut down because of what has happened to the past, we're staying in the victimization mentality, and new cannot come in as everything is closed off. You've got all the doors closed. When you know that you know that you know it is always working out for all that is exactly for highest good, it gets so much quicker to feel in and stand and breathe and know. Yes, please, and thank you. How do we empower the universe to empower us to open up freely, but in different new ways? Well, the thing is the universe is already empowered. You are already empowered. Opening up is simply a choice. So if you don't know how to do that, you can use the power of affirmation. Use the word, cast a spell. Your words are casting a spell. That's why it's called spelling. Those has got to help you open up. What would have to happen for me to open up? How do I open up this possibility? How easily and quickly and swiftly can this happen? Maybe what you want to open up is your financial flow. Okay, let's just, how quickly, easily can this happen in my life experience? What would have to happen for me to receive and allow this amount of money in my life? Or what would have to happen for me to allow and receive abundant flow of money in my life? What would have to happen for me to open up my consciousness to be more in tune with the collective and what is divine? What would have to happen so that I could invite and allow more love in my life? It's interesting how important questions are. What are you asking? Are you asking, oh shit, what's next? If you're asking, oh fuck, what's going to happen now? How does it get any worse than that? Watch out, you'll find the answers. If you're asking, if you would memorize one question, this would open up so much for you. Here's one question. You got your notebook and your journal ready? Then one question that can change your whole life is, what else is possible in this for my bliss? What else is possible in this for my bliss? That opens up. So what you can do to open up, stop putting periods on what shit is. Stop saying it is this. It is fucked up, period. It is ugly, period. I am broke, period. I am sad, period. Every time you put a period, you're casting a spell, and it must be, because you put a period on it. You said it is. You're the divine child of the creator of all that ever is, was, will be, or could be. You cast a spell. You decided what it was. Now, the difference between making a statement, putting in a period, or asking the questions, as we just gave the example, is now there's a question mark. Energy flows. The answers are being provided when a question is provided in the same time. So when you just ask a question and leave it sit with the universe is going to deliver you to you, whether that's through synchronistic events, whether that's through a magical happening, whether that's through the mouth of another, or a book, or a letter from a lover, whatever that is, it's going to deliver to you the answers, the experiences, and the solutions to the question. So ask the question and leave it there. Open up the energy. Don't close the energy. Also, open up your mind to something that you didn't know was possible. Not decide that you know it all. All right, let's go. What else do we have here? Base chakra. Base chakra. I'm going to read about the base chakra for you. Known as the base or root chakra, this energy center is situated at the base of the spine and is most closely related to all of your earthly issues, such as survival, the physical body, issues of money, sustenance, safety, and shelter. Now check this out. You really gonna love this. Watch this. Physical movement strengthens this chakra. Walk, dance, work in the garden, do anything that will get you moving. By energizing this chakra, you strengthen your right to have, and you will be blessed with the loving and supportive relationships that you truly deserve. Walk. Wow, what do you know? Walking is going to help you get out of victimization. Running, dancing, twerking. Yeah, go twerk. Gaga jokes. I'm just saying. Movement, physical movement. will help strengthen your base chakra. Also, you can wear the color red. You can eat foods that are red, drink drinks that are red. You can think the color red. You can meditate and visualize the color red. Sleep on red bed sheets. Decorate in red. Incorporate red energy to help bring focus of healing to that red chakra. By the way, we did post a whole 7-day chakra challenge on this channel. Great way to do the work for all of your chakras. But your base chakra, you could stand to do some base chakra healing. There are subliminal messages and solfeggio tones that you could play, frequencies through YouTube. There's a lot of videos there that you could listen to while you sleep that would help energize, strengthen your root chakra. Okay? All right, what else do we have here? Oh, nurture. That's the Empress. I love it. Nurture. And I'm getting nurture yourself. Over the last couple of years in particular, we've used a lot this example of if you were driving down the road and you saw a child on the street, abandoned, disheveled, dirty, hungry, what would you do? A little child with a whole lot of mess going on. They ain't clean. They obviously haven't been loved. What would you do? Would you just walk past them? Would you stop? Would you pull over, pick them up, and take care of them? Would you help them by? You probably would. I'd imagine that you would. And I hope that any of us would. Praise. This is saying, treat yourself that way. You are the child and the mother. You must nurture yourself in order to heal these places where you have been victimized. The Empress card is what this is, and the Empress is the creator. You have to create for yourself in order to be empowered. And maybe you're starting with literally nothing. Well, guess what? You can create something for nothing. The Empress, this energy has the Midas touch. And anything she focuses upon, anything she touches turns to gold. And you can do that. So start practicing now. Empower yourself. Get in tune with the earth. Maybe you don't have much. Go sit in nature. Breathe the fresh air. Touch the tree. Hug the tree. Talk to the tree. Ask the tree you meet your needs, because the tree is in tune with the universe. You can talk to God with your hand on the tree, because that's really what you're doing anyways, you see. Nurture yourself. Reach for the stars. Shit, if you reach for Mars, you might catch something else. Another star. What the hell? This is hard, where this is about new life. You get a chance for new life, grab it. Accept it. Embrace it. Love is the main keyword for me when I Venus. And Venus is the planet of love and beauty and health and wealth. She is the perfect mother, which is why we say you are the mother and the child. Mother yourself. Mother yourself. Be your own provider. Be your own nurturer, your own caregiver, your own lover, your own supporter, you gotta be the biggest, baddest cheerleader you ever had. Because if you keep looking for someone else, you will be made sad. Because this is inside of you to do. Understand? Let me just see what's at the bottom of the deck here. Wow, look at that. Refusing to see. This is where we've been. Some of us have been here. Some of you are still there, but you're beginning to lift your head. And it's like intuitively, it's been on your brain. I got to do something different. This is the Two of Swords energy. This is about making a decision. Making a decision. You've got to make a decision that you, from now on, and you can do it here with me. You got to make a decision that you, from now on, will choose the empowered path of victory. Say it with me. From here on out, I will always choose the empowered path of victory. From here on out, I will always choose the empowered path of victory. Let's shorten it. I choose the empowered path of victory. I am choosing the empowered path of victory. I am choosing empowerment and victory. I am always choosing empowerment and victory. Play with the words. You get the drift? Praise. It's got to be a conscious choice. And listening to the solfeggios and the affirmations as you sleep will help you from the subconscious. So we definitely recommend, if you're dealing with these issues and you're looking to heal them, we would recommend a regimen where you do these things consciously and you definitely find something that works for you for the subconscious overnight. And we recommend that you do that at least for 30 days or a month, right? For at least a month. They say it takes 21 days to form a new habit. So if you do it for a month, you'll be good. Just saying. All right, ladies and gentlemen, I really appreciate all of your comments. I appreciate the energy and spending this time with you. We got finished quite a bit earlier today than yesterday, but that's because I didn't have that long chunk of time in the middle that I had to go handle other business. So I'm thankful and grateful that I'm going to take some time to just sit in the energy of all that we've accomplished here today and prepare myself for tomorrow, which is our third and final day of the retreat. So thankful and grateful to be of service. I look forward to working with you again. So carry this energy with you, and I'll see you in the morning for the meditation, affirmation, prayer, and the sound bath. Till then, love you. Laters.